So I mentioned this already. The creek is really low, and it's striking how much lower it was than it was when I was here 4 years ago. Where I'm standing right now was underwater when we were here last, and over there where I caught that little fish was water that was, well, deep enough and fast enough that none of us wanted to go over there. And we didn't go much farther downstream than this area right here, just because the fishing was tough and the conditions were tough, and we went to where I'm heading later on today. But these fish are, what you would expect them to be doing in low water. They're hanging in the deepest pools they could find, really tight to structure, and that's what you'd think they do. I am probably very unwisely throwing the old reliable little spinner bait. Usually I honestly wouldn't throw something like that under these conditions, just because the fish are a little spooky and naturally, and maybe not chasing. Why am I using that lure? Well, I wish I could say I had some wonderful insight or some special knowledge, but I will just say laziness, because this is what was already tied on this rod and it works, so I decided to try it. I suspect a 3-inch plastic worm is really going to be the way to go today, but I'm going to use this for a little bit longer. I've already caught 2 fish on it, and I will fish the worm on my way back up to the car. Alrighty, it didn't take long. Here comes another warrior bass to hand. This one here has a little bit more traditional colors in the tail. You can see what I'm talking about with the orangey yellow streaks right along with the white streaks on both top and bottom of the tail. I suspect that all these fish are going to be pretty colored up today because the water's super clear and low, and that seems to bring out the best in the coloration. When you start getting drab fish and all, usually your water's higher, a little murkier, and that tends to make them a little less colorful. But all three fish I've caught today so far have been super colorful. This is might be the same year class as the last one. It is a little bit bigger, so as slow as these fish grow, this is probably more like a fish in its 4th summer. But yeah, these are just some of the prettier redeye bass. We all have our own standards of beauty. My particular one is I really like the blotches, and I like the color in the fins, and so these fish really check both of those boxes. Funny thing is that the other one that looks the most like this fish is the Altamaha bass, which is found all the way over as far east as redeyes occur, and this one's found all the way on the west side of the farthest west that redeyes occur. So they're nowhere near each other.